Okay. So, good morning, everyone. Welcome to this session where we are going to talk about two things today. We have two agenda to talk. One is regarding what are the research opportunities in finance during pandemic and post-pandemic. And second part, I'll be talking about publishing in top quality journals, preparing and authoring, for quality publication. So let's start with, first, this research opportunities in finance. So I'm Dr. Satish, faculty at Malawiya National Institute of Technology. I'm associate professor in finance and accounting area over here. Along with this, I have couple of I think three of editorial responsibility. Also, I'm associate editor of Journal of Business Research, which is ACAT, ABS3, and Impact Factor 4.87, journal by Elsevier Science Direct. Then I am also associate editor with electronic commerce research, again at ACAT 2.50 impact factor and ABS2 category. It's by Springer. And finally, I'm also associate editor of qualitative research in financial market, which is a dedicated outlet for qualitative research in financial market. If you're doing not only in financial market but in and around that also. We know we are living in interdisciplinary world. So I welcome you for your submission in all these journals. If you found the work, matching with the requirement of the journals which we are talking here. So let's talk about this. What I will talk in this session is that what are the different research questions as a researcher we can pursue during this pandemic. So oftenly, as a researcher, we come across some issues that what should be my topic of research? So lack of that topic is the biggest concern. It's omniwhere. It's not only in our context which we are talking, it's everywhere. So keeping into consideration, I spend a lot of considerable time in reading stuff, newspaper online, HBR, Wall Street Journal, The Economist and all, and including the top outlet like Journal of Finance, Journal of Corporate Finance, Journal of Banking and Finance, Journal of Financial Economics, Business Ethics, Journal of Business Ethics, and I have designed an agenda which all of us can pursue, through this particular, research questions. What I will, my takeaway from this session will be that at the end of this session, you will appreciate that we have around 80 to 90 research questions or research problem, which can be converted into easily more than 100 research papers. If we all take one of the research question and try to pursue them, we can advance the scholarship and contribute to the understanding of how post-COVID the thing will happen. So now you see the thing is that what is the background is that we all know we are living in a very difficult, challenging world, both at the end of healthcare as well as towards the economic aspect of it. So if since we are talking, scholar of finance, so we are talking particularly economic impact of COVID. Now, this is not the first time we are witnessing this, crisis in this current century. In fact, last 2 decades, we have seen 3 of them. First, it was 9/11 attack, which has shaken the US economy and also world economy. Then we had 2008-9 financial crisis, which is the toughest one in the history. It shaken the whole world, whole financial system collapsed in a way. US, Europe, Asia, South Asia, and other part of North America, they all were particularly impacted by this crisis. Why? Because we understand that financial markets are interconnected with each other. If there is a sneezing in New York, there will be cold in let's say in Mumbai. That's how we read impact of these interconnectedness of financial market. Now what happened, and lastly we've seen 2019, this COVID crisis, which along with health issue, it has taken the life of lakhs of people across globe, but it also put a pressure on the world economy. We are moving towards again a recessionary kind of situation, and World Bank has estimated close to 5.2% GDP shrink. Global GDP will be shrinking in 2020 itself. Data is yet to release for 2020. So they say that this will be the estimated impact of this economic impact of this COVID crisis. But more than so, World Bank has recently revised its estimate, looking at we saw second wave, third wave continuing globally for this pandemic. So what I want to say, the economic impact of this, COVID is very, very severe, but as any crisis, it brings opportunities also. You see the global financial crisis of 2008 and 9. After that, researchers are doing a lot of research. Policymakers are making a lot of changes. Regulators are framing new and newer laws. And scholars are, pursuing different agenda. They are still doing, after 12 years of, this global financial crisis, they are trying to understand why global financial crisis was happened and what was the long-term longitudinal impact of that particular crisis. So this is the background of this particular topic. In that light, I will be talking that this current crisis, 2019 crisis, COVID crisis, which was preceded by health issues, but it has now taken into economic impact of the obvious reason that all economies are shut down, we are under lockdown, no economic activities are happening, productions are stopped except essential things or healthcare related things, and supply chain is globally disturbed. In that light, we have these three things in our mind. So before moving to the general trend of finance, let's talk about globally how business is moving. We are living in a crisis time, but same time it's a very exciting time also. What is the excitement here? We are experimenting. Innovation is the key here. We are doing a lot of technological innovation. Now, no sphere of industry, whether it is a power sector, whether it is a airline, or it is IT itself, which is a more technology intensive industry, they all are touched by this technological innovation which is happening. Forget about product innovation. We are now talking about process and service innovation. So we are moving from a economy which was based on old economy stocks like petrochemical, or maybe refinery, or maybe power sector, or maybe infrastructure project. We are moving from that to an internet economy. E-commerce is the reality. All businesses are shifting from offline to online. Okay, so that's the biggest shift we are seeing. And we are currently living in a industrial 4.0 arena. What is this industrial 4.0? Where smart technology, IoT, blockchain, AI, machine learning is integrated part of all processes and services through which the product is manufactured, and finally when it is made to the customers in form of delivery. So look at the industry globally, or business globally, they are into industry 4.0. And moving from this industry 4.0, finance can't be an exception. We are now saying finance 4.0 is experiencing. Fintech, blockchain, it is emerging like anything. The way the financial services are delivered, way you are now withdrawing and transferring money was never before, what is happening currently. Climate change is the biggest agenda. It is not only the forte or problem for regulators, policymakers, NGOs, and those organizations which are into environmental savvy. In fact, after 2015, when Paris Agreement Accord was signed, or Paris Agreement was signed by a member country, more than 180 member country, now climate change is a concern for even organization. Organizations are also finding out how they can reduce carbon footprint. For so much so that bank like SBI is saying that we are now green finance. Okay, we are now promoting green finance. What is green finance? Green finance is when you are utilizing the money or the financial resources in those products which has no adverse or probably least adverse impact on the environment. So climate change is the agenda of all firms. The way the product were manufactured 20 years ago and the way the product are manufactured now, there is a huge shift between them. Automation is all-time high. We are seeing automation everywhere, and always, across the globe, you will find that automation is, happening at its fastest speed ever in the history of, automation, and the product and processes are, with smart technology. Supply chain is fully integrated, RFID, even you can track the ship, where it is currently. You can manage supply chain with the help of, this automation. Automation is so much powerful. It is delivering value, and that's why business are employing a lot. Why I'm talking all these? There are research opportunities hidden around them only. That's why I'm discussing. Work from home is now reality, which was never thought of, that people will be sitting at home, they will be working all. And now the offices which the organization has constructed with huge premium of, let's say, Nariman Point, or in Delhi, Connaught Place, or New York, in New York, or maybe London, they are slowly becoming, a questions that, work from home is reality. For example, Deloitte recently announced that it is announcing its policy that they want their employee to work from home forever, not only for short period, not only this, pandemic is over. By the time they say, they are very serious about, and they said, we are the first few company which is saying work from home for us is okay thing. So it has huge impact on the way the communication happen, leadership happen, team communication is happening, and the way the productivity of employee will change. Offline to online is the new buzzword. Every business is moving from offline to online. Pandemic, we saw, we have shifted from offline to online very quickly. For example, the current context only, the sort of training which we are currently doing, or the sort of lecturing I am currently doing, was never thought of to be done on through this mode, which we are using. Zoom, for that matter, Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Google Meet, Cisco WebEx. These are the companies which have, turned around the education industry. Not only education industry, all global across industry, they have a huge impact. You have meetings anytime, anywhere, you can do it. You have flexibility. The traveling time between, of executives have been reduced like anything. So which means they have now more productive hours, which means that it can cut a lot of cost to the organization. It can improve the bottom line, or, top line of the organization, so and so forth. The positive impact is there. As like any positive impact, negative impact can be there. But let's look at the positive aspect of it only, because we are optimistic in our opinion. Innovation, as I said, is the key. Technological innovations are at the highest of its history, and adoption even. Adoption is when people are using it. Adoption is at the highest one. Across all business model, you are seeing how you can automate your processes, how you can adopt technology so that you can serve customer better, serve your stakeholders better. That's the key agenda. Are there new business models are coming? Okay, they are all online mode. So no, forget about a physical place where organization used to be there. They buy land and they construct a building. That's no more required. You have now e-commerce platform. So we are living in, as I said few minutes back, internet economy. Okay, financial fragility across economies happening. What is this financial fragility? When people are not able to meet their liquidity, day-to-day requirement, when they are facing shortage of cash, then it is called financial fragile. Now, financial fragility is not the problem of developing market. Developed market is also affected. In coming slides, I will talk where I will touch upon even the world best economy in terms of leading economy, world economic leader. They also face the heat of financial fragility. R&D pressure is there for organization to innovate, bring out customer services, bring out lot and lot, things for the customer. Shrinking PLC, product life cycle of every, whether it is, any type of industry, it's shrinking. Why? Because innovation is happening very fast. So you have to quickly come up with, a new business model, new and new product variant, better product variant, so that you can survive in the competition. And if you cannot, grow your organization, at least you can sustain it for a particular period. Internet finance is that new capital market. This is very, very important. Earlier, capital market was only considered, for choice of company for financing was, IPO or secondary market like Bombay Stock Exchange, National Stock Exchange, Luxembourg Stock Exchange, London Stock Exchange, and also those financial markets were physical in nature. But now we are moving to a world where internet finance is new capital market. Crowdsourcing, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, ICO, okay, and these are the major, financial instrument which do not require any physical place. That's why we are talking a lot of stuff on internet finance, and that's why we say we are into finance 4.0 or financial market 4.0 instrument we are dealing. Now, moving from key business trends which were there in there. Let's move to finance industry, which we will be talking more. And following this, I will be taking specific agenda in each of the 5 or 6 different segments of financial finance, where research opportunities are, there, and which we all can, any one of us can pursue as a research agenda, as a project to their students, and can gather data, analyze that, can come up with interesting story, and get their work published in the top class journals. Automation, as I said, in other industry, finance, it is ever increasing in the finance. Now we talk, now remember the last time you visited your bank? I do not remember. It's hard. Almost 5, 6 years ago, I visited my branch, but in person. I haven't visited that. But on every day, I'm using financial services. I'm using, my iMobile banking or whatever portal which is available to me. Stock trading, starting from stock trading, buying of shares, IPO, everything is automated now. Automation is key. Fintech is the buzzword which we are talking. Marriage of finance and marriage of technology is fintech. Liquidity is the main focus. Now, 2008-9 financial crisis made an important lesson for us that those who cannot survive for their day-to-day operation, they will soon wipe out. This crisis has bring that focus again into the center stage, because we saw there were businesses, there were individuals who are not even able to meet their requirement. And that's why you see in the middle of the pandemic, Nirmala Sitharaman and Anurag Thakur, along with the RBI governor, they have to come up and declare so many soaps, so many incentives, so many benefits, extending of EMI, extending of loan, and all those things for the businessman, for the individual also, because they understand that people don't have liquidity. Liquidity is basically when you have cash to pay. When you don't have cash to pay, you face liquidity problem. Enough research questions are there which can be centered around this particular problem, which I'll be talking into this. Newer investment opportunity. Earlier, companies were investing in land, building, and other infrastructure. Now, companies are investing into IT. And when they are investing into IT, they are coming up with new financing solution, which we call this Finance 4.0, which I just named: cryptocurrency, crowdsourcing, ICO, and probably all those sources where you take the help of, internet, private equity, venture capital, and all those, they are part of your Finance 4.0. Regulations are evolving, and new regulation is in the direction of ESG and all. What is ESG? Environmental, social, and governance disclosure. ESG is basically now considered as new accounting standard, kind of accounting standard. No more people are looking for your profit. They are looking for what you are doing for environment, what are you doing for society, what are you doing for governance. How good is your governance? How balanced is your board of directors? What you have done for society? What you have done for employees? Have you laid out of your employees during pandemic? There are examples which company which said, no more jobs here, so please go home. They are not paying salary. 50% of the salary is paid. But there are organizations which say we have not retrenched, lay off, send off any of our single employees. So that's how the new type of environmental, social, and governance regulations are evolving. Now, why? As I said a few minutes back, 2015 onward, there is a pressure on government, regulators, businesses to reach the target of 2030. 2030, all member countries said, we want to make this planet net zero carbon, carbon emission free. So moving toward that agenda, they said not only this problem, hunger is a problem, labor is a problem, education is a problem, climate is a problem, water is a problem. So now businesses are solving, they are using those processes which are using less water, or if at all they are using water, they are trying to make out how to reuse that and how we can make optimization of that. So this is the direction of, organizations are looking. The way HUL was producing product 10 years ago and the way HUL is doing now is completely changed. Everything is designed. Every input is designed considering what harm we will be doing to the environment. And if you are doing harm to the environment, then you are looked as a negative organization in the picture. Few days back, might have witnessed during ongoing, football matches where we saw soccer matches where we saw that Ronaldo pull off Coca-Cola's bottles and put a water bottle over there. The same day, the valuation of the company Coca-Cola goes down by X amount. Okay, so that gives an impetus of what we are doing. That people are environmentally concerned. You have brand ambassador, but all organizations are now working towards this agenda. Even banks are working. Financial institutions are working. You go to the website of Bank of Baroda, you go to the website of SBI, you will see they say we are promoting green finance. So you buy electric vehicle EV, okay, and they say we will give you subsidy. What is this? You are promoting green finance. Finance anyway, bank has to give. Loan they have to give. But they say we are giving now loan for promoting green environment and climate change. So that all is, ESG agenda.